What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Second Street Marvel and the Comics, Coffee and Weirdos show. It's the morning after New Comic Book Day, and I hope you're all having a very good day. I want to wish you all a very good morning. Thank you to all of the guests here, all of you viewers. Thank you to all the Myrtle Maniacs, all of the Patreon supporters, all of the Nerd Vengers, and all of Adam's Apples. Yes, thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you're all having a very good morning. Here we are on Thursday, right? Thursday the 23rd. I'm telling you, this month's flying by, this year's flying by, and that's probably a good thing for all of us. Now, if you're new to the Comics, Coffee, and Weirdos show, what we do is we talk about some comic books, we talk about, movies, and even more as we have some coffee. And we ask, who is the weirdo? Is it you or is it me? So join me as we talk about all of these things as I fall behind on the live chats and get triggered and react to all of Aggressively Relaxing's comments. Now, it makes for great entertainment. If you don't know Aggressively Relaxing, make sure you check down in the description where you can go and subscribe to Aggressively Relaxing's channel. I can guarantee you're going to love the content that he does over there. Also down there, you can make sure that you go and follow Adam from Fanjecture. He starts the mornings off every single weekday at 6 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and that's 9 a.m. if you're out on the East Coast, or check your local listings if you're somewhere else in the world, not in the continental United States. Also, make sure that you check out the links down there for the Den of Nerds Live and even the Den of Nerds main channel, where they go and they come in right after Adam from Fanjecture does his 1 hour live show. A good time. As a matter of fact, today even, Josh had Adam from Fanjecture on there this morning. It was a good show. They were talking about a lot of great stuff, something I would highly suggest that you all go check out. You all know that you're here from there anyway, right? Come on, guys. So make sure you check all those links out down in the description. There's also still links down there for that Neon Future Webtoons. You can go in there and read Neon Future for free on Webtoons. I know. It's like too good to be true, right? And they update it every Monday, so make sure that you go and check that out. Thank you so much, Captain Pennsylvania with a $5 super chat says hashtag the Stark Sham. That's absolutely right. Them Starks are a sham. In case you guys don't know that, just go ahead anytime you'd like to. Go ahead and type in, or you can probably, I'm not sure if you can follow that hashtag there in the chat. But go ahead and type into your search bar, hashtag the Stark Sham, and learn a little bit more about great things like that. We're preaching the gospel here over on the Second Street Marvel, and we've been doing that for quite a while now. Especially with our heartbreaking story about the Stark Sham. Thank you all so much for being here once again. So let's see who all we've got here. We've got Star Wars Santa, Wayne White, Captain Pennsylvania, I Love Lamp, Renee Ramon, how are you doing this morning? Steve Denton, Mike Porter, Brian O'Connor in the house. Let's see, Maverick Pilgrim is here. Wait, I'm not reading a comic? I'm not drinking any coffee? Does that leave me in the Weirdos group? I don't know, Santa. That depends. R.C. Scott is in the house. Our trade paperback Brian O'Connor says, Adam's Apples. Yes. Oh, my bad. All right, Den of Nerds is in here. All right. Brian O'Connor says, yeah, at Aglax. Absolutely. I had a call. Gotta go. Gotta get back and watch it. No problem. Hashtag Salad Fingers Debate 8. Let's see if we can make Adam crush to social pressure and so we can get that out of there. So anyway, guys, I want to start off the show talking about some comic books. Now, Eric Wojcik. I'm sure that I butchered your name. Thank you so much for being here, Eric. I think it's the first time I've seen you here. I know I've seen you earlier over on Adam's stream. Said you made it to the Debate 8 last night. That was a good show, too, was it not? Now, I gotta say, Adam did set that one up, obviously. We saw how happy Adam was yesterday after his little victory because he didn't get Clerks 2'd or Cable Guide. Yeah. How's it feel, Adam? How's it feel to revel in that victory? I seen you with your little smiling face. I guess all those little troll comments that we were putting in there, making you turn red, paid off, right? Yeah. I'm all good either way. You know what? Caddyshack, here's the thing, yesterday was, here's the thing. It was best sports comedies, right? Best sports comedies. Sports comedy, okay? Right. These being the key words. Now, if you have ever had an alcoholic beverage, when you go to the bar and you order a rum and coke, you know that it has a dash of rum and mostly coke, right? Now remember, this was sports comedies, so it's sports comedy. So it should have a dash of sports with a lot of comedy. There were a few movies on there that probably weren't quite that. You know, I would say that, Major League is more sports than comedy. It's got some great comedy in it, though. But then we got down to the wire there, and who did we have? We had Caddyshack against Dodgeball. And this is where it got really hard, is it not? I couldn't even vote on that last one because, you know what? These are two of my favorites of all time. These are great comedy movies, right? And they are great with the sports in there as well, with that dash of sports, just like that rum and coke. They both have that. Now, the thing is both of these things, like Dodgeball is a really great comedy, man. It's got a lot of quotables in there, as well as Caddyshack does. Now, here's my hot take. I know, maybe it's because, Caddyshack was a little earlier, but I gotta be honest with you. As far as comedy is concerned, between Caddyshack and, with Caddyshack, it's a funny movie. I love everybody in that movie. Like, that movie is hilarious. Those are my classic comedians that I love seeing in movies. But I've gotta say, I think Caddyshack 2, as far as comedy, is a little bit funnier. I know. Hot take, right? Is that to say that Caddyshack 2 should have been on there instead of Caddyshack 1? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I think it might have stood maybe a better chance. Maybe a better chance than Caddyshack 1 did against Dodgeball. But Dodgeball is one of the greatest sports comedy movies. I love that movie. Seriously, I really do. We are the global Jim Purple Cobras, and we will shock you. Kate, I'd like to see more of that pretty little bone structure of yours around here a little more. Man, I'm telling you, I love that. And Ben Stiller in that movie is killer. I love it. I love it. Love that movie. Love that movie. But anyway, guys, one thing. Ooh, now that I see him here in the building, there we go. There we go. Here he is. Everybody, make sure that you wish Wookiee Ascendancy a very happy birthday. It's his birthday today. Awesome member of the nerd community. I believe yesterday was Santa's, right? Did I not know? Did we do for Santa as well yesterday? Anyway, guys, make sure you wish Wookiee a happy birthday. I believe next week is going to be Adam's birthday as well. Adam from Fanjecture, so be ready. Be ready. We're going to have some parties. I think. Are we having a party for you guys? Is there parties going on? Yeah. Anyway. Now, also make sure you stay tuned tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be doing another episode of Nerd Therapy. We're going to be bringing Hi Boshi onto the channel, and we're going to have a very good conversation, just much like we did a couple weeks ago with Gray. It's going to be a good time. I hope you all make it here for that. Now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into some comic book talk for today, guys. Now, first one I want to talk about here is on Aftershock Comics. This one right here, Bad Reception, issue number 5. This is the last issue in this miniseries. I've been waiting for this for a long time. What this book was about was, it started off, there's this couple getting married. There's this she's very famous. She's a singer. She's an actress. Her name is Gaia. She's got the most followers out there on social media. Her name is Gaia. Well, anyway, she was getting ready to get married to Blaise Bordeaux. I can't remember his last name. Blaise something Bordeaux, maybe. Anyway, he was a writer. He was an author. He was very big. He was very famous as well in writing books and being an author. He wrote a book called Hashtag Off the Grid. And it was talking about a lot about just unplugging from social media and things like that, because the way it makes everybody, it turns everybody, like the way that it just kind of helps, just the way it affects people. So what they did was they were getting married and they planned a wedding. They invited their closest friends and family, no media whatsoever. And when they got to this little secluded island, what they did was they had no cell service. They took everyone's cell phones. They took all cameras. There was only one guy there with an old school camera to take pictures and of the whole wedding reception and everything. Basically, there was no technology allowed. They had a cook there. It was really cool. It was all fine and dandy. Something cool just to unplug with your friends and have a great wedding. Well, what happened was as they were there, everybody started getting murdered as they were there on this island. So then they all had to fight back. As soon as they started finding out, they all had to start fighting and fighting for their lives to get off of this island, to be able to get to this tower where they had shut down all communication signals, all cell phone towers, all that kind of stuff, the internet. It was all shut down. And so what they did, they had to rush to this tower so they could get their cell phone to give a call to the person who was supposed to come pick them up the next day. But they were running out of time fast, and as more and more people were murdered and killed, we finally got here to our conclusion. Issue number 5. And I've got to say, guys, I love this book. You might be able to still find the single issues of this, but I would suggest, if you can't find them, go buy the trade paperback. I love this book, and it's all written. It's written, created by everything by Wan Do. He's the creator, writer, artist, letterer. He did it all. He did it all, man. Now, Wan Do has some very, his art is a very distinctive style. If you've ever seen it, you'll probably recognize. I don't know anybody else who really does any art like it, but that's a little example of what you get with the art in this book. And yeah, this was a really good one. Now the narrative is just telling here with the social media and everything and stuff like that. It was really great because I love the way that this thing starts out. It starts out with this with the narration here being told, every new follower is a stone in the pyramid of your brand. Each like is a microdose of dopamine. Every emoji feels like a lick of candy. Each positive comment is a warm hug to your ego. A slight on social media could bring you crashing down anytime. You are now each other's big brothers and sisters, and I, the surrogate parent, ever vigilant in observing my open-sourced children, enchanted by the folly of free will. I am the curated ideals of societal mores, parsed into a finely constructed world view. I am the swarm of cultural policemen, arresting every perceived infraction to our system of offense. I am born of the electromagnetic force and tethered to the dynamics of deep neural networks and machine learning. I am the artificially intelligent filter bubble for your cognitive dissonance. I am the final passport before the singularity arrives. I am the master of the universe, and you are my data set. I am the algorithm, and you will do anything for me. I love it. I'm telling you, Wan Do did such a good job writing this book. I really do enjoy it. Now, what happened? What happened here towards the end? Just some really great twists going on with this book. You can go ahead and show you a little bit more of like some of Wan Do's art style here, man. I like his work. I like what he does here. Single man doing all this work, man. Good stuff. Very good stuff. He does a lot of covers as well. And like I'm telling you, what they did with this book was really interesting because it's kind of telling, that narrative, the social constructs and social media and everything like that in this book. The way it's all presented, I really enjoy Bad Reception. This book altogether, and I waited for so long for this to come out because issue number 1, I want to say, came out like last September, October, somewhere right around there. I'd have to look into that for sure. And it's only a 5-issue miniseries, but like the first couple issues came out. I think there was a little delay. Then there was the third one. Then there was a little delay, and then I think issue number 4 just came out. Right? Was it right before all the delays started, maybe right after? And now we finally got issue number 5. They almost doomsday clocked this one, but it was worth every little bit because I really did enjoy the story. I love the way that it ends. Just good stuff. So yeah, I mean, if you guys like, you want something that's a good horror tale, I mean, it's more like gory. It's not scary horror, but very good book. I really did enjoy this book. But let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below, and I'll get into this other Aftershock comic book before we hop here into live chats, and that is The Man Who Effed Up Time, issue number 4. This is being written by John Layman. He's the writer and co-creator. Carl Mostert is the artist and co-creator. D. Kniff with Mark Dale is the colorist. John Layman is the letterer. Carl Mostert and D. Kniff did the cover as well. Jared K. Fletcher's on logo design. I'll show you those names right there if you want to see those. Again, The Man Who Effed Up Time. This was an interesting one. I don't know what to think of this book. Like, it's good in some ways, it's bad in some ways. Altogether, it's kept my interest in what's going on here. We got this guy who he invented this. He's at this university, helps invent this time machine. He is losing credibility because he just don't have all the money and everything to for his college and everything like that. So he's somewhat at a disadvantage. Now, of course, there are other people out there who who are at more of an advantage. Well, what he ends up doing is he ends up going through back in time to change some stuff with his girlfriend. He was set to get married. He went back 2 weeks in time to change one little thing. Next thing you know, the whole world is in chaos when he returns to his the normal time that he came from. I mean, things were really weird. Well, here in issue number 4, he's kind of starting to figure everything out. He got sent back to the very beginning of time. The time police basically set him up to make sure that he has to correct time, otherwise they're going to go kill him when he was a little baby. So he gets sent back to the beginning of time in this issue, and he begins to do some things because he got set there where a future version of himself said that he can do no harm. Well, he's there and he starts to do some harm. He gets back to his regular time and things really get really weird. And when he returns to his normal time that has now been overrun by like all these basically like all these wasps like bug people. It's pretty crazy. Let me see if I'll find a picture here where they show the world that he came to, and they do quite a bit of these right here. They do quite a bit of these spreads here where you can see kind of the world and how it's changed every time he's gone back and changed it. A little bit of the art there. I'm going to show you a little bit more of some of the art. Yeah, like I said, this is one of those ones. I read issue 1. I was like, I don't know. We'll read issue 2. Issue 2 came along. I was kind of like, I don't know. Issue 3 is kind of, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm this far into it. Let's just keep going. It's been an interesting read. I have no complaints about The Man Who Effed Up Time. I believe there's only one issue left in this, and can't wait to see it. We'll be reading and doing some more reviews on those as well. But let's get here into the live comments and see what you all have to say about everything. All right. Okay. Here we go. Hashtag justice for Caddyshack. RC Scott, yes. Yeah. Now, here's the thing is Caddyshack is a great classic movie, but the one thing I will say is I do honestly think that Dodgeball, as far as a comedy is concerned, a sports comedy, I do think it has the edge over Caddyshack for sure. That was a hard one to vote on. I didn't even vote on it. I mean, yeah, because Caddyshack is one of my favorites. Without Tony Stark, there would be no major modern superhero movies. That very well could be true, my favorite Porter, but Tony Stark is no hero. He's no hero. Okay, you got it the first time? Nice, alright. Not near misses. Clerks 2. Donkey Showed. Oh, I'm lost. No, Clerks 2 and Cable Guide. Well, if you go and check, Rob, if you go check out Fanjexer's channel, he does debate 8s every Wednesday, and there was one time where I was on there on a debate 8 that I got Clerks 2'd because, that guy Adam over there always sets everything up, right? He always tries to stack things in his favor. And, well, there was a lot of technical difficulties that day, and Clerks 2 ended up not winning. Chasing Amy did, which I think is fair. And then, yeah. So we went to that. But that's kind of what it's about. Like Rudy. Yeah. Number 1, Weirdo here checking in. Just goes, what's up, my brother? How you doing? OP / says neural cluster beam deposition. Neural cluster beam deposition. What happened? Rob says, I was Dudley Moore from the first Arthur movie. Poor. Right? I hear you. I hear you. Missed a good one. When I lived in Lancaster, I used to go to Schooners, and it was a shot Pepsi or Coke, and a glass of rum. They hooked me up there because I tipped. Because I tipped, bro. Plus, I'm sexy. At least I was. Nice, Wayne. Yeah. Schooners is still around, man. Still around. Morning, y'all. Got some time. All right. What's up, Jason? Caddyshack turned 40 today. Yeah. It's still sexy, bro, says Cap. What? 40? Wow. Yeah, I know. Airplane changed the game for comedy. Even every comedy writer wanted to recreate it. Still doing so to this day. Yeah. Yeah, Airplane was another one of those great ones, man. That was a good one. Definitely. Trinity could have been on the Cobra's team. On the Cobra's team? Which Cobra? Cobra Commander? Alright, alright. Everybody showing Wookie some love. I'll see it tonight. I'm off. Nice, nice, nice. I am Darkwing Duck. Pretty sweet art. Wasp people, my worst nightmare. Oh, I know, I know. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Anyway, so yeah, those two were good. But you guys know, like, I really enjoy Aftershock Comics and what they're doing over there with their books. Now, I do have to say, another one that I just read, I've been waiting to get in, because last year, in case, surely you can't be serious. What? Can't be serious about what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Renee? Dodgeball team, bro. If you weren't 43 years behind. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. The Globo Gym Purple Cobras. We will rock you. Yeah, don't call me Shirley. Yeah. What's up, Daddy? How you doing, Lunga? Why were you talking like you were from Shakespeare Times this morning in Adam's Stream? I was laughing hard. Oh, huzzah! Huzzah, my favorite porter. Oh yeah, I don't know. I was feeling in a very you know what? We missed Renaissance Fair this year. Renaissance, yeah. Can you imagine that Renaissance Fair got canceled this year? So I didn't get to dress up. I didn't get a dork out. I didn't get to go have a great time with my family at the Renaissance Fair this year. Love going to Renaissance Fair. We didn't get to do it this year. Maybe I just need to get with some people here locally, and we just need to do our own and just say, you know what? We're going to get together. We're going to drink some beer out of goblets and dress up and just be a bunch of dorks and hang out in the park or something, you know, and maybe we'll do that. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. I've got clout in my local area. No, I don't. Maybe a little. I don't know. Some people know me. Some people know me. Especially on some of them Facebook groups. But another one I want to talk about here is Kanto and the Clockwork Fairies. This is a one-shot book. Kanto came out last year. It was a really big hit last year, and I really did like the Kanto series that came out last year. I believe it was 5-6 issues. Very good story about this little guy named Kanto. Him and his people were enslaved in this nation of Arcana, and basically what they had to do was their hearts had been replaced with clocks. They had to work enslaved. They had to go out there, and basically they were like mining to basically keep this furnace fire burning, so they could keep the land, you know, like keep everything all good. It's been a while since I read it. It was very good. So what happened was they weren't given names. They were forbidden from being loved and all of that stuff. So Kanto one day, he's like, you know what, to heck with this. He went out on a mission to set his people free, and then he ended up going to meet the cloaked man and all this kind of stuff. It was crazy. Like all their dreams and all their hopes had kind of come crumbling down, but Kanto still rose to the occasion, set his people free. Well, here in Kanto and the Clockwork Fairies, he's back out on a mission. He goes, him and his friend are out having a good day, you know, just enjoying a good time, while they end up getting caught up in this little situation they stumbled upon this place where there was all these little fairies that had their wings clipped, and they were being replaced, and there was somebody experimenting on them, much like what happened with Kanto and his people back in Arcana. So he went out, you know, they went, him and the Malarex, his friend, they set all these things free, and then they had to go confront this witch who was taking and basically enslaving everybody. it was like, honestly, I got into this book. I thought there was going to be a little more to it, with some of the things that happen here. But here's some of the art in this book, man. I really like this book. A lot of times throughout this book, like in issue 2 of the Kanto series, issue 2 was a lot of art and less words. And I like how they did some of that, with letting the art tell the story. I mean, because let's face it, we're talking about comic books here, right, guys? A little bit more of the art here. That's the witch there that is enslaving all of these fairies and things. And here's let's see, here's his friend the Malarex, who goes and who was one of his key companions and friends in helping him free his people in the first series. Very good stuff here. But then yeah, here we go. They have to go and set all these fairies free that were all locked up and being experimented on. Again, this is a very good book. I mean, definitely a tale for all kinds of people, and it's got that same kind of you know, like really kind of epic fantasy in it, and it's just really a really good one. Like when you can let story, just like pictures, tell the story as opposed to having to write everything down. It's really great, and what they did here in this series has been good. And this series, I believe Kanto 2 starts up, I want to say next month. So if you haven't already, go pick up the trade paperback of Kanto, pick up Kanto and the Clockwork Fairies, and go to your local comic book shop and put Kanto 2 on your comic book pull list. Another great series. I'm gonna say that all day now, says Cap. Oh, what are you gonna say? Oh yeah. Yeah. They haven't canceled our fair yet. I'm hopeful. Oh man, no fair, Star Wars Santa. No fair, man. I want it, man. Yeah. I want to go to the fair. Boomers call it Renaissance Fair. It's called Ren Fair, Boomer. Right? Yeah, no, it's the Renaissance. It's the Renaissance. No Ren Fair. That's what hipsters call it. Do you wear tight jeans, Daddy? Or what it? Oh, I'm sorry. Boomers call them that, huh? Damn it! Shit, they're called skinny jeans. Is Trin one of the forms in tights at Ren Fair? I don't hear him talking about his armor. Dorks. Is Trin one? Yeah. No tights. That sounded totally gay. Fairies wear boots. You gotta believe me. Yeah, no. I think, do I have most of my stuff in here? Yeah, this is most of my stuff here. This is my leather piece. Got my gauntlets here. I've got, oh, I don't have it on here, but oh yeah. Got the belt here. Got the shirt. But yeah, I've got this you know, the belt in here, everything. My belt, you know, goes around. Got little pouches and stuff that go on there too. Yeah. Yep. No. Sorry, Wookie. Not one of the woodland fairies. Not one of the woodland fairies. Just a man. Just a man. What do they call us? What do they call us? As a warrior. As a warrior. I'm probably a peasant. Matter of fact. Probably a peasant. But anyway, guys. Yeah, and yesterday, I'm not sure if you guys were here on the show yesterday, but yesterday, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, like, as things were kind of going, it was kind of like, you know, I was kind of moving like this and that. I was moving like this and that a lot because I woke up. I slept bad yesterday and I had a kink in my neck. I was like, oh man. So I got a hold of my friend. He's a chiropractor. I texted him yesterday because I know things have been kind of crazy for a lot of people lately with everything going on. So I called him. I'm like, hey man, like if you have any time, you know, early next week, you can get me in. Could use an adjustment. Woke up with the kink in my neck. He's like, you got time today? Stop in. So I went, stopped in, seen him. Went and got an adjustment. Got my neck cracked, and he had to pull out every trick in the book to get it to crack. Yeah, it was, yeah. And so went and got it cracked, and then last night, of course, I think, you know, maybe just, it was probably due to that also, just had another kind of rough night of sleep, so, you know, woke up this morning, and believe me, I got some good sleep last night too, though. I woke up, I'm like, but it's starting to feel better. It's loosened up. It feels better. You gotta believe me. Plague is on brand for Renaissance Fair. Whose birthday is it? Yeah, absolutely. It should be, right? Aggressively, it should be because yeah, people, yeah, they get those little masks and all that stuff. Absolutely, Absolutely. Great Cancel says, skinny jeans all day, make a camel toe for my main junkie. Oh, man. The visuals, Daddy. The visuals. Come on, man. Oh. Fanjexture message retracted. Ooh, he must have said something spicy. Anyone catch Carnival Row on Amazon Prime? I never have. Aggressively says this blah blah. This is a rogue. What? This oh, Cancel did not need that visual. Yeah, Skinny Jean twist your nuts and leave that crap. Gross. Oh man. That's funny. You guys are cracking me up. Caro Brown is in the house. Caro Brown, how are you doing? You know, I caught a couple of your live streams here. No, I caught one a few days ago. You all were on there talking, and I caught it like the last 20 minutes of the show. But yeah, good stuff. If you guys don't follow Caro Brown, if you guys are writers or anything like that, want some writing exercises, make sure you go follow Caro Brown. Go check out her channel. She does a lot of those kinds of things, like writing exercises and stuff. They get together, her and some of the other writers, they put on some really cool, like, little clinics, I guess you could say. These little writer circles. Very good stuff. I'm not a writer, but sometimes I go in there, hang out, and see what they're all talking about. Good stuff. Make sure that you go check out Caro Brown, an awesome member of the community. I met Caro through Young Rippa 59. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Caro. I hope all is well with you. I hope all is well. LB is in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Carnival Row. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I'm guessing it has something to do kind of with carnivals, and maybe I don't know. Let me know. What's it about? What's it about, man? Let's see. AOB. Renee Ramon says Fanjexer language. Uh-oh. Was Fanjexer cursing? Was he cursing? Kara says, "Oh, thank you, Second Street. It was really sweet of you." Yeah, no, you do some really good stuff. And like I said, I'm not a writer, but the exercises you do could actually probably help me as well with scripting some of my videos when I go to do some of that kinds of stuff too. I know I'd probably definitely need some help with that, because I know when I do videos, I need to think things out, and this is something that's been great about being Josh at the Den of Nerds, and how he does, you know, the Sunday streams with the Nerd Vengers, and some of the things I've learned there is I know I need to get back to scripting more of my videos and planning some of them out a little bit more, so then I can get videos to hit a little bit more, write some better descriptions, just all of those kinds of things. Like, you know, it's easy to dismiss something as easy as writing, because even as I'm here kind of ad-libbing through this whole live stream, you know, it's still better even if you have things at least somewhat scripted a little bit, you know what I mean? It still all helps. It all helps, you know, with having structure and stuff like that. Something I definitely need to brush up on. Let's see, I'd be happy to powwow with you to see if you could find a method that works best for you. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And like I said, I've got some other things I want to do anyway. I know, yeah, Carol's really good, and RC Scott is here. Figured I know both of you guys are writers and stuff like that, so definitely would reach out to you guys, you know, who are definitely more knowledgeable about stuff than I am. But yeah, it's been good. I'm a writer of sorts, and scripting reviews sucks. Yeah, well, see, here's the thing that I found, Wayne. What I did for a long time was a lot of my videos, I would script them. I'd write a script for them. I'd write them, and then I'd read it to myself, and then I would start speaking it. And then I'd, you know, sometimes I wouldn't really do it in a mirror, but I would like maybe just like get my camera and set up and everything, how I was gonna do what I was gonna say, and I would go through all the motions, and I would try to nail the script word for word. But then as I was going, I would change up the script to closely more match. What I'm saying, what naturally flowed, and then from there I would get it to where it more naturally flowed, and then from there I just got into it, and, like, you know, by the time you do that like a few times, you just completely get into it, you know what I mean? You completely get into it. Yeah, so, you know, it becomes just like an actor does when they go, you know, to memorize a script to get on camera. It's really much the same thing. Yeah. Great Cancel says, I wrote a thing. Yeah. Great Cancel. You know what? And I would have actually backed your book if it wasn't for the fact that I don't really read like fiction books anymore. Of course, I guess that's really no excuse. It's really no excuse. I mean, I could still go back it anyway, but I can guarantee one thing: the comic book that you're doing, I'm gonna order it. We're going to back it. It's one of the things we're going to do here on the channel. That's what me and the Myrtle Maniacs are going to do. Me and the Myrtle Maniacs, we're going to get together and we're going to back that comic book. We're going to read it and we're going to review it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Wookie says, Oh, what happened? It'll be blocked on your channel. Oh, you know what? That's hard to say. You know, here's the thing with some of that stuff. Because, you know what? I noticed the other day when I get on my phone and I check people's comments and stuff. Like, when I'm on my phone, it's one thing. I'll get on my mobile through the regular YouTube app, and some of them come up, right? I get a lot of comments through there. But then sometimes I'll get on the YouTube Studio app, and I'll see a lot there. And I go through the thing, the published comments, the held for review, the likely spam, and I see a lot of them. But then I get back on my YouTube Studio on my computer, on the desktop, and I was looking yesterday, and I seen a whole string, like a whole wall of these messages and things that I never even seen or never even got a chance to respond to. I'm like, where the hell did all this come from? It's really weird how all that stuff went. Man, obviously I need to do more desktop stuff. 1-2 Comic Talk, thank you so much for being here. Kevin and Kai. Ooh. Was it yesterday, Kevin? Was it your birthday or Kai's birthday? Was it yesterday or is that today? It's coming up. It's coming up. Oh, that, yeah. Well, that, I wouldn't know, Wookie. Hell, I don't know. But yeah, even, because I had somebody too, like, there was somebody else I seen, they did a video commenting on something like that too. Like, they had, like, somebody who was like really pissed at, like, somebody that they know in the chats is always there, was like really pissed off at him because they had said something in this thing and they never responded, and they're like, oh man, I got it on my computer, I didn't even know. It's so weird how that stuff. Okay, 1 year anniversary on YouTube. Nice, okay, all right. Okay, it was yesterday. I missed it because didn't you have the writer of Kanto on? I missed the stream yesterday. I was very, very busy with the last, reading comic books and then cooking dinner for the kids, and then obviously we had Fanjexter's show yesterday. Good stuff. Doing a reaction to a comic book was way easier than writing a review. Absolutely. Yeah. Don't write the review. Well, you see what I kind of do is I just think of like bullet points for a review. Just think of bullet points that you want to point out, and that's really all a review should be, unless you're going to put spoilers in there. Thank you, sir. Yeah, absolutely. What is the book? My Byfinger is twitchy. Yeah, definitely. Aggressively says, I recently wrote Scam Call the musical, but have not found a telemarketer that will play ball and sing. You know what? Aggressively relaxing. If I got you a number, get me your number. I might be able to get somebody, to give you a call. And I'll ask them, just whatever happens, just play along with them. Just do your thing, whatever their thing is, their business. I know a couple people I could call, and I could arrange something like that, and I could just tell them, just go through your spiel, do what, just go, just do what, when you call this number. I could do that if you wanted. So where it's like set up, but it's not completely scripted or anything, and you could just run with them on that. I'm just saying. Oh man, the only thing I wrote is my name on my chones. Right? Please, did you, Renee, did you write front and back on them too? Did you have to write front and back? Did you not learn from the brown and yellow stains? They're color coded even. They're color coded, Renee. It should have been easy. Oh, Great Ken says it's called Isidore and the Immortal Chains. A genre I call Lovecraftian Dark Hero Verse. I think Constantine meets Silver Surfer meets Lovecraft. Nice. Now, is that your book? Is that your book, Daddy, or is that the comic book? Or are they both, or are they going together? Because yeah, that actually sounds really interesting. He'd know. Yeah. We interviewed David Boer and Drew Zucker yesterday to celebrate. Nice. Yeah. And those guys aren't they like EMTs or something in New York? Aren't they? If I remember seeing that right on one of your interviews, aren't they like EMTs or something like that in New York? Like they've been dealing with a lot of what's been going on right now. I could be wrong. Um, I bought a book from the YouTuber Zero Punctuation. We'll save the universe for food, and it's great. Reuniting. All right. Stop by my stream, Carol. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, stop by Daddy's stream. Sometimes it's a lifesaver in the middle of the day. I'll be getting on there because, like, sometimes I'm out working and it's kind of a lull in the day, and bam, you got great cancel show on. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. I helped with a Kickstarter for a webtoon for WEBTOON's comic, but you likely have to have it all fleshed out. Yeah. Inside Renee says Inside It Out too. Same character name from a character in my novel, but completely different. Okay, so like similar universe. I mean, kind of crossing over. See, because now you're roping me into both. Rope-a-dope. Rope-a-dope. Did I just call myself a dope? Drew Zucker is okay. Wow, the typos are strong with me today. It happens, Carol. It happens. Maybe too much caffeine in the fingers. David Boer lives in SoCal. Okay. Yeah. I knew it was something I see, like some of this stuff like has to be beaten in my head. Some of it I remember, some of it's kinda, we all get the same way. What was that on Memento, the memory is hazy, memory is hazy, you gotta, it's not so good at recalling things, it can turn a brown car gray or what, all that stuff. Yeah, definitely. Grace says, thanks. I like the spontaneity of broadcasting telemarketers with my nonsense, but I'm gonna start calling radio shows and seeing if I can get them to talk comics. Dude, that'd be epic. Do it, Aglax. Do it. Completely different universe. The novel is Tolkien high fantasy. Okay, this comic is on Earth contemporary times and is horror/heroes. Ooh, I love it. You all know I love my horror books here. Speaking of horror, I was reading a book today. Now, I gotta tell you, I didn't have high expectations for this book being what it is in the first place, but that was The Amazing Spider-Man Sin's Rising Prelude. Now, this is a book, if you're reading the main Spider-Man title or anything, you don't have to buy this book. This is just a little prelude, a little tie-in. It's got a little bit of backstory to a character that has been around with Spider-Man for quite a while, called the Sin Eater. This is really just a backstory talking about Sin Eater and kind of, his history and some of those kinds of things. Now, the thing that I did like about this book, now you guys know, like, you can see right there on the cover, we got Ryan Otley there on the cover, man. Oh man. Ooh, I love Ryan Otley's art. I love Ryan Otley's art for Spider-Man, but he only did the cover for this book. Inside of it, we got Guillermo Sana as the artist and Jordi Belair as the colorist, and VC's Joe Caramagna as the letterer. Now Jordi Belair, I know that name from somewhere. I can't remember what book he's done. But you open up here. Now here's the thing: is I'm not used to seeing this art in a Marvel book. Now see this right here. This art really reminds me of great horror art. Kind of reminds me somewhat of like what Joshua Hickson is doing a little bit over in the plot. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what Dalibor Talajic is doing over on in Hotel, and with just some of this art style. Like look down here. This looks like very much like the plot. It looks a lot like that. I think it's just, I mean, the way that it's done, those the darks, the colors there. I mean, that's very very reminiscent of what's going on in the plot here. The art in this book is like, some of it I like, some of it I don't. Just for different things, but it really kind of sets the tone for what's going on in this book. This book was a quick read. It was really wordy, a lot of things going on here, but some definitely interesting things going on here. Now, the one thing I didn't like in here is some of the stuff, they get these callbacks with Spider-Man, and like, just for me, that doesn't do it for me. Of course, this is a flashback scene that is kind of, he's just kind of talking about, going and flashing back. And then, again, here we get back into some of this art here. Like, some of this art I really like, but this isn't what I'm used to seeing in a Marvel book. This is something I more see in an indie style book. And I'm completely okay with that in an indie. And I'm okay with that being here because this book is really just kind of like a flashback and things like that. Is this one that you have to read? Absolutely not. If you're like me, you're gonna keep up and read this anyway. And see, look here, more like if you're reading Hotel over on AWA Upshot, I'm telling you, like a lot of this art, this line style and everything, it looks very much like what Dalibor Talajik and them are doing over in Hotel. Again, I thought this book was pretty decent. It makes me want to go back and read because I know I've got an old Spider-Man comic from back in the day that had Sin Eater in it on the cover and everything. And I'm like, ooh, I want to go back and read that now. It's only one issue, but altogether, I mean, gonna see what's going on here. Obviously, I read the Amazing Spider-Man and stuff like that. How much longer am I gonna keep reading it? I don't know, man. I love Spider-Man, but the story just keeps kind of dragging out here. I'm like, come on, Nick Spencer, get it over with already. You can do all the other stuff that you're doing, but give us Kindred. Give us like it's been a long time coming, has it not? It's been a long time coming. What has it been, like 40 some issues? Come on, man. Come on, Nick Spencer. Over easy mode, my brother. How are you doing this morning? I hope all is well. Carol says I need that on my shelf. I know, right? Like, yeah, absolutely. Two Gun Pedro, pew pew. He says work just stopped by to say hi. Well, thank you so much for being here, Two Gun Pedro. Thank you so much. Wayne White says my old roommate would make horrible torture sex sounds anytime Jehovah's Witnesses would show up at our door. As soon as I would open the door, he would be back in the room making all kinds of noise. Wayne White, I want to say that I don't know. I'm not for sure. Maybe something happened along the way, or as Phil Collins would say, something happened on the way to heaven. Apparently, our stars didn't cross when they were supposed to have, because what you're talking about is the exact same thing that we used to do. Like when I first moved out here, when we had all our roommates together, like our friend would order pizza. And the pizza delivery guy would show up, and my friend bro, who's no longer with us, rest in peace, bro. He'd go to answer the door, and my friend would be sitting there, like right outside, he'd be like, "Oh yeah," and he would just start going off on that kind of stuff. And our friends would be like, "Oh man," like trying to hurry up and everything. So yeah, that's exactly the same kind of stuff. Yeah, we used to do the same stuff. I was going to say that looks like a webcomic style. Yeah, it is. I think it is a lot, Carol. And, I see that a lot in some of these books. I've got one I want to talk about here for just a minute, too, before we get ready to end the show here also. That one that I'm really disappointed in this week. And I'll talk more about it in my review. It's not a bad, but, like, I don't know. Like, it's not bad. It's just the way this all ended up, I didn't enjoy. As much as I should have, especially with... Yeah. That's great, Wayne. What I wouldn't give up to have people show up. Yeah. I admit I was only half listening just now, and I heard you say hotel from AWA. My ears perked up like I was Josh when anyone mentioned Secret Wars. Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. My mom was such a Bible thumper. She'd invite them in and rip their whole pitch to shreds. That's funny. But this one right here, guys, right here, written by Chip Zdarsky. I like Chip Zdarsky. He's a pretty good writer. X-Men Fantastic Four, issue number 404. This story ended with issue number 4. And I gotta say, man, I expected a little bit more out of this story. I thought we were going to get a little bit more out of this little 4-issue miniseries. Kind of disappointed we didn't. I think the story was necessary. It was stuff we needed to learn in here. But I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe this all could have been done in a one-shot issue. Could it not? I could be wrong. But that's also why it's only 4 issues. So that's not too bad. I can't complain about that. They're not charging an outrageous price for it. It's the normal $3.99 the comic books are. That's okay. But then there was one thing like I was noticing here too. On this cover. here as well. I got this Mark Brooks variant, which I've still got to get issue number 2, but I was noticing, like, look at these faces on here. Like, they look a little, I mean, is it just me? Do they look a little, I mean, let me know what you think about that. Is that a little, look at Kate there too. Does that look a little, you can see Ms. Marvel right there. I don't know, they look a little, anyway, we get here. This story has been all about Franklin Richards and how he is a mutant. His father had put these powers, or used this machine on him. Use this machine on him to get rid of basically his mutant powers, if you will. To basically ghost them so he couldn't walk through these gates because he knew he'd get curious and want to go to Krakoa. Well, his parents didn't want him to. The X-Men showed up to take him there so they could help him and, help his powers and all kinds of different stuff. Well, this story was all about that, and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four kind of go at odds, going back and forth. They ended up on Doom's Island. Dr. Doom was going to help him. Just some interesting things did happen here. But we can see, man, it's really hard to say what's going on with the X-Men these days. Are these guys good guys or are these guys bad guys? I really don't know. I mean, I get that they're trying to preserve their own race and stuff, but some of the things they're doing here is, I don't know. It's questionable. Now, the other thing I've got to say here, this book, is the art in this book feels really rushed. The Dodsons, man, come on. What's with some of this stuff? Like this, you get some of these panels, there's some cool stuff in here. It's not so bad. Like you get Emma Frost over here. She looks okay, but then, I kind of look in her face. Like all the female characters, they look about the same in the face. But then, like, we get through here on some of this stuff. And, like look at this. Where's some more? Look at this. Just some of these shots here, they just look so, like, they look kind of rushed. And maybe it's just the Dodson style, but some of it looks good and some of it just looks like really rushed. And I'm kind of like, if you don't want to make the comic book, just don't make the comic book, right? It feels like you're just kind of half-assing this thing. It all feels half-assed. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this right here. Man, it's just like, it looks really, like, the art in this I just don't like. I just don't like this art. Like I said, there are times when it actually works. Like look at here. Okay, the one I just showed a minute ago, right here, where we see Kate Pride. Like, that looks great. That looks good. We can flip back here and see like what they did with this. I think this was one of the covers that they did. It might have been the original cover for this one. But look at that. Like, see that? It looks good. It looks like they cared. It looks like they took time and really did it. The rest of this looks rushed. And I noticed that in some of the other issues too. It's just like, it looks rushed. And believe me, with everything that's been going on, okay, now these books were supposed to come out before the pandemic had started, so they probably had everything finalized, but it looks too rushed. Maybe they were too busy working on Adventure Man, their new book, right here, and drawing the same characters into that book. I don't know what it was. The art in this book just doesn't do it for me. The story is pretty decent. I mean, you got Chip Zdarsky here writing a pretty good tale. Now, again, I think this could have been all done a little bit differently, but again, it was only 4 issues, so I can't complain that much. But not a bad series. Worth checking out. I mean, I do like Chip Zdarsky and the way that he writes. It was decent, but altogether, could I recommend this? If you like X-Men and Fantastic Four and you're reading this, absolutely, I would recommend this. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If you're just your average reader out there, wait for Marvel Unlimited. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Oh shoot, the Final Fantastic Four X-Men issue. Dang it, I missed it. Yeah, make sure you go pick it up. Kevin says, did you check out War Corns? The Franklin and Ghost universe is blowing up. War Corns? No, never heard of that. What is good and bad? What is good and bad these days? To be honest, yeah, right. And that's the thing is, it depends on what you like. Because like I was saying with that Sins Rising prelude, what was in here? The art in here, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just out of a Spider-Man book, it's not what I expect. It's kind of not what I want. But for this book that it was telling in here, I think it fit. It fit. If this was the art style for a regular issue of The Amazing Spider-Man, I'd have been very disappointed. But also, it wasn't bad. It's not bad. It really does kind of depend. Because like when I read Amazing Spider-Man, I want this. I want Ryan Ottley's art. That's what I want. But yeah, and because then I could even get into Hellions. I could like this one. Like this cover right here says pretty much everything you need to know about this book as far as the art is concerned. You can see there are some spots that it's like really good. It looks excellent for the most part. But then, there's just some of the things I look at with this cover and I just do not dig it. It's not bad. It's just there's little minor nitpicks here and there with it. And that goes the same throughout this whole book, where I can show you this one page right here where we see like we see these faces here, highly detailed. They look pretty decent, right? Pretty decent. We see Havoc. But then you get over here and you see Psylocke, and look at that. What is that? What is that? And then you get over here, and and it's like it's changed up a little bit. It's a little bit different. It's just these inconsistencies with some of this stuff. Like some of it's really rushed, some of it isn't. Ooh. We get over here. God, what is her name? Madeline Pryor. Where she's here, we get her first reveal in here. Yeah, I know. Looks great, right? Looks right there. Looks great. And then I don't know, for some reason, the way she's proportioned right here throws me completely off what that last picture was right here. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's pretty good. But then, oh yeah, see right here. That's what I was talking about. Then we get over here and we see Psylocke again. And it's all heavier detail. It's all heavier detail, more detailed than everything in there again. It's just, there's just some inconsistencies in here that are really off. And then get right back here at the very end of the book. You know what I'm saying? Like right here. Great stuff. It's just, there's inconsistencies in this art that makes me kind of like, come on, like, what are you doing here? I mean, do you need to slow down the production here? The Hellions is only coming out once a month. It's not like this is an every other week book. It's not a bi-monthly book. Just some of those things just kind of don't do it for me. Is this bad? No. It's just those inconsistencies. Those are little things that get me here and there, that kind of really take me out of a story. It's the same thing that was happening, not in the Hellions book, but the one before that, which was Fallen Angels. There were times when the art was great, and there's times when I look at the art, I'm like, oh my god, what did you do? What are you doing here? But altogether, not bad. Hellions was another. It was another enjoyable read. Altogether, all these books this week, I can't say that there was any of them that I really disliked. I mean, I think the biggest disappointment was X-Men Fantastic Four, and even that was actually pretty good. Yeah, there were places when they did get lazy for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Frost always looks good. Shame on anyone who draws her poorly. It's happened a few times. Meh. I don't need to hear opinions from the female form from Darkwing Duck. Wookie, I was saying, man, to the art style in this book. Yeah. And maybe because the inker and colors are different, sometimes things get lost. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. The image of Madeline. Yeah. I was gonna say there's certain, like I said, there's certain spots where it looks good. There's certain spots where it's not. It's like it's the inconsistency that gets me. It's the same thing that was going on in the Fallen Angels book before. It's not bad. It's just those like just make it consistent. Like, does that mean I want consistent bad? No. Give me consistent good. Give me the consistent better. That's really about it. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for today's for today's comic books. You know, the day after New Comic Book Day. Look forward to some of these, getting some bigger reviews. Gonna break some of these on more down and do some more produced videos for those. Can't wait to do that for some of these. I got some other books I've got to get done as well. But guys, tonight again, make sure that you got your notifications turned on and all that stuff, because tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Daylight Time, Standard Time. Let me know, LB. We're gonna be getting on with Hibashi. We're gonna be doing another session of nerd therapy. We're just gonna be sitting down and talking with our wonderful guest and just kind of getting to know her a little bit better, getting to know her place in this whole nerd sphere, and maybe we'll learn a thing or two about her and maybe even ourselves. Last one was a very good one. Today I think is going to be another good one, and I hope to see you all there. But that's all I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, click the little bell and all of that good stuff. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. It's okay. It doesn't hurt my little feelings. But while you're at it, make sure that you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you tonight on Nerd Therapy. Later.